What's up, Astro fam? I'm gonna be talking about Venus in Aquarius, which, if you didn't know, is happening right now. Um, Today is January 24th, 2018. Um, so anyone that has this in their chart, happy Venus return. So Venus in Aquarius, I think, is a really, really beautiful energy. You know, you are going to be someone that has a really deep love and appreciation for society. And on an even deeper level, like every individual, Venus in Aquarius is able to see the goodness and the potential in every single person. They can look at a stranger and look into their eyes and know that there's some sort of value within that person. And this is an energy we really, really need right now. We can tend to be very judgmental and very critical people, but Aquarius knows that every individual has a purpose and a reason for being here, and they respect that very much. In a similar way, Venus in Aquarius is really, really open-minded and very accepting of all kinds of people. Um, on different cultural levels, LGBT issues, just underdog kind of themes. Venus and Aqua will totally stand up for the people that need help. They will be a spokesperson. They'll be very vocal on social media or in their everyday life about making sure everyone's treated appropriately. You know, Aquarius at its most perfected archetype is really a utopian energy. And Venus in Aquarius would love to achieve that. They'd love to see everyone being treated fairly and having a place and being respected and stuff like that. So they do their best in their own personal lives to make sure that everyone around them feels heard and feels seen. They really love and support rebellion and revolution and innovation, inspiration, new inventions with technology. They're very inspired by the future and how everything is developing, and they're able to see really the potential of human consciousness and where it is going. So I think that this is a really beautiful sign. In terms of relationships, you might be someone that has multiple relationships. Some people that have air Venuses are people that are more inclined to polyamory or short-term relationships or having kind of multiple things going on at once. Though Aquarius, since it's pretty fixed, it might be a little bit less likely. You just, because you see everyone as being super cool and individual, it's hard for you to kind of settle on one person, though you definitely have the ability to do that if that's something that you want to do. But you're attracted to more kind of creative types, people that are kind of out there, that are very individual and unique, people that stand out. You're not going to be attracted to like normal, boring people in your own perspective of what that means. Like, that's uninteresting to you. You want to feel totally energized and inspired by your partner. So the person that's got pink hair or different clothes or is really outspoken, you're going to gravitate towards people like that and really want them in your life, whether it be a friendship or a platonic, etc. Venus in Aquarius, and again, most of the Venus air signs are able to have a lot of different friendships. Like when I mentioned before about having a lot of different relationships, I didn't necessarily mean polyamory, but just having many connections. They really love talking, and especially in this case through technology. You're probably someone that is really into social media or texting or picking up the phone, and you're constantly trying to communicate with other people, keep up to date with society, looking at the news, that kind of a thing. You want to be up to date with stuff. You want to know what's going on, what's the new thing, what's the cool new craze. Like, you are totally into that part of society. And you could be like a really good journalist because of that, or just a really good investigator, or have something to do with pop culture. Those things would resonate with you a bit more. You love networking. It's really easy for you to make the connections that you need to make because you love that process. You love reaching out with other people, connecting them with other people that you know in your life, and keeping like a repertoire of business cards almost in your head. It's simple and easy for you as a process. You will come into conflict when it comes to people that have like really differing opinions than you, but unlike Mars and Aquarius, where you might get into like all these debates and arguments about differing opinions, Okami! um, Venus in Aquarius is able to kind of open themselves up to these different ideas and opinions a lot more easily, and you might find that you really like synthesizing with people that have different opinions from you because it will help you kind of change your own perspective. But because it's a fixed sign, your heart is probably set on a certain belief system that you have and a certain concept of society that you have, and that's what brings you joy. And so if people challenge that, it could be really heartbreaking. Or if you come across situations that challenge that, it could be really heartbreaking. You're going to be saddened by people that are suffering and people in the world that are not given the same opportunities or being treated not appropriately. You're going to really take that to heart, and it's going to affect you on a very physical level almost, as well as intellectually, and it could create a lot of doubt and confusion and pain within yourself. So that's something to just be aware of about you, is that you can be really sensitive. And if you are watching a bunch of, bad news and turning on the TV and you hear about all of these things, or you're reading up on how many people are being killed by the police and how trans people are just being treated like shit, it's very hurtful for all of us. But especially if you have a Venus in Aquarius, you're going to take that on an even deeper level than a lot of us will. And my advice for that is to just kind of tune out of it when you feel like you're being a bit overwhelmed or your sensitivities are particularly heightened, and just take a break from that, and try to focus on the more positive aspects of society, because like from the laws of physics, there's an equal amount of good and bad, quotes around both of those words, stuff happening all of the time. It just so happens that most of our social media is focused on the darkness, but focus on the light. To balance that out if you feel like you need to do that. Venus in Aquarius is also someone that's very generous and very giving. Aquarius, as the water bearer, wants to be able to have all like its cup overflowing and be able to pour it into 10 other cups to the best of their ability. So you're someone that is gonna give your friend a loan, feed them dinner, let them stay with you. Maybe you donate to charity. Like if you feel like you're not fully fulfilling that, I definitely recommend doing some kind of volunteer work, because Venus in Aquarius is someone that wants to feel like they are a contributing member of society, like they're a part of it, like their heart is there with the everyday people. So really get out there and do some footwork and stuff like that if you aren't feeling connected to your heart. Go out there and meet people and give what you're able to give, even if it's just your time and your love. That is super helpful. And it'll really make you feel aligned with love. Trust me. It's very, very generous, very giving, very philanthropic sign. As much as you're able to help the world, you really will. You might have a lot of like nonprofit organizations that you support or want to found. You might have your hands in a lot of different pockets when it comes to changing the world. You want the world to change for the better. You want humans to evolve and succeed and be good. That is your dream. And so when you find evidence of that kind of not happening, like I said, it can hurt, but just looking forward and realizing that there's stuff that you can do now to make the world a better place will really help you calm down a bit. And you're probably going to want a partner that has a lot of these same idealistic thoughts and motivations and that you can go out there together and do this kind of a work, that's really going to be meaningful to you. So if you like have a crush on someone with a Venus and Aquarius, try to do something like that. Like, just be like, hey, let's go out and like clean up the river, or let's go check out this independent film, or anything like that. Something unique and creative and interesting that's having a positive impact on the world. That's really gonna get to their hearts really well. And, you know, like I said, they're really open-minded. So if you happen to be queer or trans or really different, or have had a difficult past, or you don't feel like you fit in, like, these people are totally accepting and loving, and it's one of the most beautiful qualities about them. And they're able to have these really deep, complex, intellectual relationships with people. Venus in Aquarius is also really attracted to people based on their intellect. That's similar to all of the Venus air signs. They really want someone who's intelligent and different and sharp and just really witty about themselves. And, you know, they're really able to see love on a completely different level. And it's a really beautiful thing. So I really like this placement. Yeah, anyway, that's just a really generalized overview. That's what I'm channeling today. If you're interested in birth chart readings, I do those. And if you're interested in studying where all of the planets are currently on a day-by-day basis and how they are affecting us, I do a comprehensive forecast which details all of the aspects and what planets are shifting and when. I have a custom calendar that I've made up so that it's really easy to follow where all of the planets are and what's happening. I provide an index and detailed descriptions of kind of how it's going to affect you, and I give a little bit of advice on how to deal with the more tougher squares and clusters of energy like that. So I do that through Patreon, and it is a $5 a month subscription for you to download it each month. I'm almost finished with February, and that'll be up soon. Birth charts and forecasts, you can access both of those through my website, and I'll provide that down below. And if you happen to live in the upstate New York area, I also am offering animal care services. So all of that information should be through my website. So if you support me and you like my work, please consider checking those out or donating. I would really appreciate it. Much love. I'm probably going to try and finish up these Venus sign videos. I'm getting my new camera soon, so I'll be able to put better content out there, just in a more visually aesthetic place and a little bit more organized. So I've been getting a lot of new subscribers lately, which is totally awesome. I've been getting a lot of love and a lot of support. I really appreciate it. And if you've got Venus in Aquarius, tell me your story. Or if you know anyone, share a little bit about them if you don't mind, because this is a really collective process in my opinion, and I learn a lot from the comments. Because I don't have all of these signs, obviously. So it's definitely helpful to learn more about it. Thank you guys for resonating and for finding me and for following me. I'm really, really grateful. See you soon.